August 4th, 2026. It's the day I am recording and releasing this video. It's also the day that a new fly fishing guidebook is coming out. I've had it for a few weeks and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you today on Casting Across. Hi, I'm Matthew of castingacross.com, where I explore the quarry and culture of fly fishing. I love a good fly fishing guidebook. I've talked about quite a few already here on the Casting Across YouTube fly fishing book review series. But a good fly fishing guidebook is so fun to read for me because it generally is going to have somebody who is well acquainted with a river who is excited about why they fish there and why you and I should fish there. It's also going to give you a general knowledge base of why this is an angling destination. But then lastly, it's going to give you enough particulars, enough specific information where we could go to a new fly fishing destination we've never been to before and have a certain level of confidence and competence as we go to our fly box and as we start making our casts. Now, all of that is certainly true in Steve Culton's Fly Fishing Guide to the Farmington River. Farmington River flows west of Hartford, Connecticut. It is a tailwater, which means it boasts about 20 miles of year-round trout fishing. And Culton brings decades of expertise to this book, but he also taps into another set of anglers, the folks that are guides on that river year-round and people who have been very, very successful for decades as well. And so what you get is a really well-rounded, definitive work on a popular, challenging, but highly rewarding river in New England. So let's real quick talk about kind of the four major segments of the book. Culton begins by introducing the river. Why would anyone fish there, and why is it a trout fishery in central Connecticut? And then he gives you the majority of the book, which is a tour of the river from the base of the dam till you get to the point where it's more carp and smallmouth water. And he goes pool by pool, riffle by riffle, run by run, giving you a breakdown of access, what you're going to encounter, some of the reasons why people fish there, and some of the stories that accompany it, parking lots, everything like that. We'll talk more about that in a second. Then he talks about hatches and fly patterns, what you're going to encounter and what you're going to use, before concluding the book talking about the seasonality and fly fishing techniques. And this is really cool because this is where he employs his area of mastery, which is swinging the wet fly, but he also talks to those folks who are dry fly aficionados and folks who are nymphing this river more often than not, people who enjoy throwing the big streamers for the big browns, and he gives you their wisdom and their recommendations, not just in that chapter, but really throughout the entirety of the book. Something really, really cool, there's a lot of good things about this book, is first of all, it's well written. So you could read it cover to cover. You don't have to. I did. It didn't feel like a grind. Culton is a great communicator, a great educator, and it comes through in not only his passion with the written word about the Farmington River, but his skill. And so that's one thing that I think is worth noting that you're not going to find in every guidebook. But secondly, there is a good level of redundancy as you move through those chapters. So to the reader who's paying attention, the things that Culton talks about, one facet in the river tour, another facet in the hatches, and then like another facet of the same topic in the seasonality chapter, that's the kind of thing that you should say, I need to file this away. This needs to be something that I really pay attention to as I begin to fly fish the Farmington River, either just once or if I'm going to do it over and over again. But that also allows you to pick up the book and get those core aspects of what he believes are important to fly fishing the Farmington well if you just go to the table of contents or you go to the index. If you're only looking for information using this as a resource, there's a very good chance that you will come across those essential things that you need to know if you're going to fly fish the Farmington. So beautifully photographed. There's pictures by Culton himself, a lot of photos by New York guide Bob Lindquist. A number of other folks have their contributions as well. And there are maps, which I think every good guidebook needs maps because Google isn't going to do everything for you. And of course, access is always shifting. And so something that he touches on that I would always touch on with any guidebook is you start here, then you check out local regulations, both from the state as well as the signs that you're going to see on the trees. But there's a lot of insider knowledge here. Some of it is just fun trivia. For example, there's a long stretch called Satan's Kingdom. Don't find that everywhere you go fly fishing. But then there's also the kind of stuff that is just his personal anecdotal information of why he enjoys the Farmington, which really enriches a book that serves primarily as a resource, but is a great read on its own. So I heartily encourage you check out Fly Fishing Guide to the Farmington River. Every book that Stackpole has put out in this series has been really, really good, and this is certainly a worthy addition to that. If you're a Connecticut angler, you need this book. If you're a New England fly fisher, I suggest you pick it up. If you fly fish on the East Coast and you are interested in heading up to a rewarding but at the same time challenging river, then this is a book for you. And if you just want to read a good book about a important trout stream by somebody who is passionate about it, then check out Fly Fishing Guide to the Farmington River. I'll put a link to where you can get it below. I would encourage you to check out other things that Steve Culton has to offer. His seminars on fly fishing and his resources that you might find online are definitely worth checking out. Following him on social media is a good follow as well. But you will find more information about all that below and over at castingacross.com, where there's 3 posts a week on the people, place, and things that go into the pursuit of fish.